All right. So yes, I think I was really excited to meet with you, or just all of the ladies in our little mastermind that we have going on. Just to put a face, with the name and learn more about you and your business, what you have going on, and all that good stuff.
That sounds wonderful. And you were so brave, Justina, to be the only one that did your introductory video. And and it was so great. It really felt like I did get to know you a bit from that. And I thought, oh, I better do a video. And now I'm like, still haven't done a video. I'm like, it can't really be an introductory video. I don't want it to be like, it's almost the end of July, goodbye video.
I know.
But I really would love to get to know all of the ladies that are doing this program too, because it's just been really powerful for me. And Kira is such a powerhouse. And I just absolutely love the high vibe messaging. And I feel like from your introductory video and from your energy, it's got to be a perfect match for you too.
Oh, yes, I definitely agree. I feel like being a coach myself, I help women with their stuff, but it's like, I need help too, so being in her space and just being with all of you guys, I'm just like, this is awesome. She's pushing me to think beyond where I would normally think for myself, and you have your own blind spots, you can't see past it, so I'm totally loving being in that space and just having that support. And I definitely want to stay connected. Even after that space is over, if you and I want to stay connected and maybe even have like a monthly check-in and see how we're doing and, just help each other out whatever way we can, that would be awesome too, just to stay motivated and connected with other women that are on a mission and they're doing their life's work. That's the way I look at it. Like, I'm literally doing my life's work, like what I'm meant to be doing. So
I agree 1,000%, and I love that. I had a wonderful coach a few years ago who told our group a story about someone that had just grown his business to over 7 figures and thought, well, now I'm done. I don't need a mentor anymore. And everything started crumbling, but he was like, I'm not supposed to need anybody anymore. So he ended up losing it all and starting again. And her moral of the story, of course, is we don't ever outgrow needing mentors. We just might outgrow the kind of mentoring we're receiving, or even that particular mentor. But we can always use support from our peers, and we can always use coaching. I'm 23 years into my business next month. And Kira is teaching me so many things that I haven't been doing. And I just feel like it's just now that I have started really feeling like I can step further out of my business in order to really, really be able to just work with the people that I feel really passionate about working with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this course is going to be excellent for implementing that. And I really want to travel all over the world. I'm going to Ireland this year. I'm going to Chile this year. And what better way to do that than to be able to work with people from wherever I am? And I usually see my clients face to face.
Oh, wow.
I have some overseas clients, and I do work with people in neighboring states over the phone, but I'm ready for that.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be like a complete transformation for you, for most of your clients being online, so you can have the freedom to move and go where you want to go. Can you tell me again the name of your business and the type of work that you're doing again?
Absolutely. So the name of my business is Sacramento Hypnotherapy. So you can see how locally based it is just from the name. However, I just copyrighted the Inner Wisdom Way. which is what I'll be using for my online presence. And it's actually what I've been doing for all of these years anyway, which is to help people tap into their own inner wisdom, shine their own light, and really be able to gain the answers from within, because they're all there.
Yeah.
So I use hypnotherapy, and I use it to help people with many, many, many different goals. And my real passion with that is twofold. One is helping people overcome anxiety, because so many people have anxiety-related issues. And if I fine-tune that even more, it's helping women overcome anxiety so that they can thrive in their own businesses, do their life's work, and really find their passion. And they already know what their passion is, but sometimes, you know how it is, they're like, oh, I can't do that. Or I need this security over here or something. So I do hypnotic coaching for those women to be able to allow them to find those answers from within, and then do a lot of verbal coaching as well to help really bring them to what they could be.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Please tell me about you and your day-to-day.
Oh, yes. So I started out, well, my in-person work started out as like a makeup artist. So that was my business. I started in 2010 as a makeup artist, and I would go work with different photographers, have different contracts with them, and I'd be driving all over the place. So while homeschooling my children. So I got a little bit like, this driving is way too much. I'm going to go back to another passion of mine, because I have a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in human service counseling. Let me close my door really quick because my son is being loud. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm coming back. So, with that being said, hope y'all didn't see my mismatched pants when I got up.
I didn't even see it.
Online work, you don't have to match at the bottom.
I was going to say, you don't. You're a mom with little kids. You don't have to worry about that stuff.
Oh, yeah. And so I decided, I was like, you know what? I've always had this passion for coaching and inner work. And I was able to start, my own passion-based business as a makeup artist, and like go back to like an old high school passion. And I was like, it'd be amazing to be able to help other women do that same thing, like start their own businesses, tap back into their own passion or their old passion. Because as moms, we let that stuff go all the time. We let the kids step in, and we let them take over our lives, and we forget about ourselves, or we tell ourselves that their future is more important than our present. That's what one of my past clients was just, telling me like what she's dealing with, and when I stepped into the coaching, I started doing that in 2015. So it was 5 years of the other business, and now 3 years into this business. I'm only 8 years in. But I did step into personal development, a lot of the law of attraction stuff and everything. And from that, it merged into energy work, and then finding a way to reconcile that with my faith, because I am a Christian. So it's like some things don't line up biblically, and I had to find that common ground to where I can still practice the energy work and helping my clients through like EFT and Splunk therapy and things of that sort. So I totally love coupling like the deeper mindset stuff with like strategy around content and repurposing their content, and how they're gonna be visible for their own community and for their own tribe. So I love doing that part.
I'm so excited to be able to marry that with your Christian faith. And I bet when you did that, it just felt like it all came together and felt like, okay, this is my life's work.
Yes. I definitely found myself, doing certain things, and I didn't understand like how it fit, or some things just didn't fit, so I had to let some things go and welcome some new things. And I think It might have been maybe February, March of last year where I've been able to really reconcile the two. Like, even though I didn't have 100% peace around everything, I'm an action taker. So I'm still going to take action. I'm still going to help. I'll be figuring it out behind the scenes, you know, while I'm still helping and serving, which I think is another thing that a lot of the clients that come into my space is like, they want to spend all their time figuring things out instead of taking action and figuring out at the same time. So that's something that I'm trying to help the women or clients in my space around that. They call it multitasking. Justine, I can't multitask like you. I'm like, yes, you can. You can do it. So it's just a different way of working, kind of like a creative way of working. Because one of my first online programs that I did, because I've started doing this online. I love that you're like local. You said that Sacramento hypnotherapy, like it's like local in your community. People know you. That's something I know that I'm missing, so to speak, in my local community. But online work, I started my first coaching program maybe 2 years ago. This December will be 2 years ago when I actually started my first online coaching program. And that program, I actually started it. I called in the women before the program was even complete. It's like, I had the women, that's when it was like, oh yes, let's do it. Let's finish it. And I was always 2 or 3 weeks ahead of them, which I think sometimes we just have to be comfortable to move in that way, you know? So that's my story about just having that flow and that intuition and allowing yourself the freedom to take action and move and get results while you're trying to figure things out. And so
that's the best motivator there is, right? When they're already signed up and they're right there and they don't know that you don't have it all ready, right?
Yeah. But like you said earlier, we're like, the answers are already within you, right? Like everything you need is already within you. It's a matter of pulling it out. And I've always noticed, like, once I wrote something on, like, say a social media, or I said, I'm going to do this, sign up for this. It was never, ever complete. I said I'm going to do it, and now other people are liking it and they're excited. And I'm like, dang it, now I really have to do it.
But you know, I can relate to that so much, Justina, and I really feel like it even helps me develop something better besides, of course, the getting there, because that's high motivation. But I really feel like it helps me do it even better because as these women sign up, as they get excited, as they ask questions, you get ideas, right? You go, ooh, now I can add that into it. Right? And if you'd already had this whole developed product that was out there, then you might have to go back into it, or you might not do it.
Exactly.
For next time, right? But if it's right there in your face, then you have this dynamic program developing. I just love it.
Oh yes. When as soon as you said going back and having to tweak it, that like stood out to me so much, because you think you're answering what women or people or whatever your ideal client market is or whatever, you think you're giving them what they need by spending all this focused time trying to create it, but you could be missing some really big pieces, and then you have to go back and tweak anyways. So that really, really stood out to me. With your hypnotherapy, is there like I know a little bit about hypnosis. Like I see it on TV. Does it look like it looks on TV, or is it like totally different?
It's so absolutely totally different. It's so totally different that almost every single time in my life, if I've seen hypnotherapy portrayed on TV, I go, oh no, they didn't do it like that. And I end up turning it off and getting mad.
That's good to know. That's really good to know.
You know, sometimes I think like, this is how like probably cops feel when they watch cop shows, you know. or doctors feel when they watch doctor shows, like things just, they're shown the way that they are because it's interesting that way. But hypnotherapy, I think, is really hard to portray in a visual manner because they have to make it look really interesting on the outside, and all the interesting things are happening on the inside.
That's true. That's true.
When you see hypnosis portrayed on TV or in a movie or on stage or something, they are making it look as if the subject is getting sleepier and sleepier, and that maybe they're falling asleep or having a passing out sensation, and then they're waking up later thinking something like, wow, what happened? Where am I? That kind of thing. It is so not like that.
Wow.
Someone that is in hypnosis is very comfortable and they're very relaxed, but they're never out of it. There's no loss of control. We go into the state of hypnosis as we are drifting towards sleep. And I know that if you're a mom with younger kids, sometimes you fall asleep the second your head hits the pillow. If you ever have one of those nights where you have lots of thoughts at first when you lay down, and then those thoughts start to slow down a bit, then a little period of time where you are really comfortable and relaxed, but if somebody said something to you, you'd still hear it. You might not really care, and you might rather they kind of left you alone so you could keep drifting towards sleep. But that's hypnosis.
Okay.
A little bridge between being awake and being asleep. Kind of almost like half.
Okay, I can definitely imagine that space because I'm a light sleeper for one. So I'm usually aware like right before I go into the sleep, and then when the kids will run in and you're like, oh, I was almost there, go away.
That's exactly what I mean, or if you ever have the luxury to lay down on the couch and then, it's late Sunday afternoon or something, and you don't fall completely asleep, you're just kind of drifting, you can hear the kids in the background. Same thing. That's hypnosis. But it is a really, really powerful, open state of mind. And when you're in that state, it's almost like taking the conscious mind, which is like 5% of our minds, it's just this tiny percentage, and sliding it aside. And then you have direct access to the subconscious, which is other 95%. It's huge.
Wow. Yes, it's so crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I think you're probably really aware with this with some of the things that you do with the EFT, and our habit patterns are all there, our limitations are there, our blocks are there. So I really love hypnotic coaching because when somebody feels really stuck, it's because there is a block, and sometimes you walk them through that consciously. But a lot of times it's just so much deeper than that, that if you can remove those blocks, I mean, you're facilitating helping them remove the blocks, but if you can do that, then they're not just like trudging through sand anymore. They're running on the grass or the boardwalk next to the sand.
Exactly. I know I don't do the hypnosis, but whenever I've experienced like helping my clients clear blocks, they almost feel like a sense of new energy, like around the same task that they were doing before they had, a session with me. Now it's like they see it in a whole new perspective, a whole new, like everything. And it's one of those things where if I can explain it like a imagery, it's like a door is open to where the things that are meant for them start coming, Yeah. I feel like
hearing those blocks, if that's happening, because those blocks suck your energy, right? So if that opens up and there's new energy, you're doing it.
Got you. So you're based in California. I'm based in Georgia. Have you ever been to the Savannah area?
I have never, and I have been all over, and I hate to even admit this, I've never even been to the South. It's the only part of the United States I haven't been to yet. and I got to do it.
Make Savannah your first visit for sure. And I'm trying to think about, because I know I'm going to share this with my audience. Maybe if you can tell them, like, if they're interested in hypnosis, how they can get access to you online, because I know that's where you're expanding your services to an online way that they can actually work with you.
Absolutely.
So where do you have a link or a website or something they can go to?
So it is sacramentohypnotherapy.com.
Gotcha.
I also have Facebook under the same name, Instagram under the same name.
Nice. I gotta find you so I can follow you too. I'll be like everybody else trying to find you. SacramentoHypnotherapy.com.
Yes. Thank you so much for asking me. And please tell me yours.
Mine is, well, my website is justinaford.com and my Facebook is justinaford.com, but my Instagram is Mindset and Makeup by J Ford, because it's kind of an extension from my original makeup page. And then I kind of started blending them together, because with makeup, I look for symmetry and balance and alignment in the face. Even if it's not there, my job is to create it. And I've always translated those same, like the same eye that I have and trying to create that, it goes into my coaching business also. You know, like my client is looking to be in alignment with their purpose, with their desires, with their values, and they want all of that to show up in their business, you know? So yeah, it really is about creating that. My little phrase I like to say is a soulfully aligned brand, you know, because I feel our brands are truly an extension of ourselves, especially nowadays when we have more of the socialpreneurship going on, right? It's more, not so much your stale business like we had in our past, you know, where it's all about private, and we don't care about people and we're just going to step on people. We don't see that. I don't see that as much now with the businesses that I'm encountering. They have a purpose, they have a call, they're attached to some type of social call or something, you know. So that's my goal and dream and desire for all of my clients, that they truly feel aligned to the work that they're doing, and they can call it their life's work, and they're leaving a legacy, you know, behind for their children and their children's children and all of that beautiful stuff. So
absolutely. Love that, because otherwise it's hollow, right? And you're right, for so long it was just like, you know, here's how to get what you're after. You know, it's like there's not much depth there. And you know, like, if the message is to just ignore everything inside and just go after that, like, it just doesn't good. And you're so right. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of time spent complaining about social media and social presence, but I see some beautifully soulfully based material out there with real women and men that are going much deeper than that, and I love it too.
I love it. That's why I wanted to connect with you for sure with the hypnotherapy, because I feel like, wow, here's another avenue. Here, I have goosebumps thinking about it right now. Like, here's another tool. Here's another avenue that can truly help people, you know, and it's not just about, oh, how to make your next $100,000 or how to get your next 50K month, or some of those messages are really empty in my mind, and it's only drawing people in because of the money, when money does answer. Well, the Bible says money answereth all things, so I'm not going to take away from that. But people do want something deeper. They want peace. They want joy. They want to be able to trust themselves, not have as much doubt, make their decisions, stand in their decisions, you know, and all of those things are so important. So I feel like, you know, I'm sure your clients have had financial breakthroughs after hypnotherapy. But there's more to it too, than just the financial breakthroughs. Because I've had one of my clients recently just said to me, she was like, I have this mismatch where either I'd have the client that has all the money, like, okay, this contract is like $130,000, but the client is also wrong and they're driving me crazy, So that's that part where that misalignment when we're so focused on money, sometimes we get misaligned with the bigger picture, And so, yeah, I also want to say I loved how our conversation started out as far as us being very transparent around getting the help that we need in our businesses and really speaking about Kiera and just how amazing and awesome she is. And, just being transparent about us being, mastermind sisters in that sense. And I wanted to share and I want you to share too, like when you first started, say almost 4 weeks ago to now, what do you feel has been the biggest shift and change for you through having mentorship? And I'll share that for myself too. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. There were a few things, and the first one is that I really felt like, because I started out just feeling like I was kind of putting a toe in, because Kiera's got much bigger programs. And I was like, I don't know about this. Not only that, but I kind of had this mindset of like, I know what I should be doing. I just need to take the time and put the energy in, without having this like program already in place that I need to be hustling to get through, I just need to be doing it. Maybe if I have somebody mentor me a bit, then I will get going, instead of being like, yeah, that's something I should do. That's something I should do. I know I should take this to the next level. And I just got so much more than I bargained for. I've been so excited about it because the message is so much more than just accountability, which is what I thought I was looking for. And I still am. I'm still excited to have that. And I love your idea about keeping this going and, helping each other be accountable too. But it's just so much more than that. And when, I'm going to feel like such a grandma saying this, but when I started out, my first instructor, who was amazing, literally told us, go out and put papers on cars that say, on car windshields that say, I can help you quit smoking, I can help you lose weight, because nobody was using the internet yet.
I gotcha.
Which is hilarious to me. But and I was always taught, don't talk about yourself, because people only care about what they're going to get out of it. And so here I am almost 23 years later, really learning about, I can get into a video and really start sharing what my clients have achieved, because, oh my gosh, I have all of these years of stories from people that have achieved amazing things. And I don't have to feel like I'm bragging about myself. I mean, I asked a couple questions in this last module, like, how do I do that without bragging about myself? Like, because I always felt like, no, I'm behind the scenes. They're the stars. And I still feel like that. My clients are the stars. I'm just facilitating, I mean, it's not coming from me.
I feel the same way. Yes.
And so I always felt like, well, I don't really feel like the branding thing is for me, because I don't want to brag about myself. And I have there's this completely new level for me of like understanding how I actually can brand myself without doing all of this. Like, here's my credentials and all about why you should work with me. So, I mean, I feel like like I said, have gotten so much more than I bargained for. So excited about it.
That's awesome. And, you know, I love that this is coming from you, you know, someone that has 20 plus years in business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that experience that a lot of women in my audience, in my platform, whatever we call it, like, they're maybe at 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you know, they're trying to build. So when they hear you talk about, you know, standing in your presence, your abilities, and what your clients have done, and not being you bragging about yourself, that's a big shift. I'm not bragging about myself. I'm trying to let you know what's possible for you. That's a difference. When I share what my client has experienced, is so you can understand what you can experience also, you know, through a co-partnership. Not so much, you're working with me and I'm the one that's doing it. No, this is a co-partnership where we come together and we those results are co-facilitated, you know, by the work that you do, by you committing and showing up and being present and opening yourself to the process, you know. So I think that's beautiful. For me, in these past 4 months, I said 4 months, 4 weeks, in this past month so far, it really has been digging deeper for me. Because I tend to help my clients around messaging and them digging deeper and all this stuff, for me, I realized that I didn't give myself the space to dig as deep as I needed to. Right? Or that I was in this space where I felt like, okay, what's next? Okay, I've done all these things already. What's next? You know, and it was like I had the freedom and the permission to go back and redo things that I had done before. Like, you can do that. Did it work last time? Yeah, well, then why aren't you doing it? Because I thought I needed to do something else to prove myself. And so that's really what has shifted for me, is like looking back over the things that did work and just do it. Stop thinking about it. Stop trying to prove yourself to people. The next thing that shifted for me was that every time I show up, I don't have to be teaching something. And that was really, really huge for me. Like, I can honestly say over the past 2 years, I've literally been teaching, trying to give people more value and more value and more value. And if you were in my space, now I'm talking to those that'll be hearing this, if you were in my space for the past 2 years, things are totally shifting, because I'm not going to be teaching and giving so much. Because when I'm giving so much, there's no reason for them to work with me or come into the next step with me, because I technically already gave it to you. You see what I'm saying? That's the part that really shifted for me, is that I can really speak more. Do you remember the parts about speaking more to the psychographics? You know, that part of things, right? I'm like, why have I been neglecting that? Like, I know I'm supposed to do that, but I'm totally like just a block for myself. You know, that's how, and I think that's how you and I both, being that we might use a protocol or whatever it is, but knowing that, okay, I had to get some insight for myself, it just builds my confidence more, knowing that my clients or potential clients need the same thing. No matter if we say, I can do it myself, or I don't need this, or I know what I'm doing. I felt that way a month ago too. You know, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this, but I still got so much out of this process with Kiera that is like, come on, you can get more when you get the help and the mentorship and the coaching that you might not want to pay for it, because that's where people are sometimes. They don't want to pay for it. But look here, if you really want to shift and you really want to grow and you really want to move forward, you need it. That's just what it is, you know? And so, That's my long answer of this past month. And I'm definitely looking forward to you and I talking again, on maybe what it would look like for us to continue, an accountability process. Maybe, you just go over your goals, I go over my goals, we check in a month and see like, have you done what you said you're going to do? And like just relight the fire, I think that's pretty helpful to have that type of accountability with, and it's important to have it with someone that was with, for me, it's important to be in a space with other women that are willing to invest in themselves too, because they're taking seriously what they're doing. And it's not just, I'm trying to do it on my own all the time. Like, I don't want to connect with those people. I want to connect with people that are like, nope, this is so important to me that it's worth it for me to put my dollar signs to it. So.
Absolutely. And look at, for the amount that we've invested, what we've just shared together, about like, that's not even the monetary part that we're getting from our clients, which obviously is going to be so much more than we invested monetarily. But look at what we've shared that we've gotten from it at a much deeper level, right?
Exactly. And the work is priceless. The experience that you give your clients, that's priceless. The experience that my clients walk away with, it's priceless. You can't even put a dollar sign to it. Sometimes I feel like, I'm like, am I doing this justice? But I'm just going to trust the process. And, I think we've all, I don't know if you've had a chance to talk with Kira around pricing and all that kind of stuff. I know I did my pricing structure kind of like, I just put everything out there. I went live, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was able to go over my pricing structure, and she gave me a kick in the butt. That was another thing too. It was like, even though I'm coaching women and, calling them to a higher version of themselves, I still need someone to call me to a higher version of myself, to really stand in my truth and my desires too. And when I went over, when she made us dig deep on, what we're doing for our clients and what they're getting, it was just like, what a whole lot. Did you get an epiphany on that, or did you feel like you were already there? Or
no, I wasn't already there. In fact, I asked her for pricing structure, and I was particularly grateful because the wonderful lady that referred me to Kiara was sharing her pricing structure with me after that. Mm-hmm. And I was able to tell her, girl, you are really shortchanging yourself. What did Kiara tell you? It's way too low. Mm-hmm. I really need to step up and make that higher. And it was just so much fun to do that before I even had my own pricing structure set up. And now I'm like, okay, I need to remember what I said to her.
Yes, right. Oh, yes. I'm sure it was amazing to see that before and that after. And then, because it's not just numbers, it's also like the confidence in the knowing of what your clients receive from you, So, oh, yes, huge, huge stuff. So, what I will do, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording because I feel like we did an amazing job on that. And me and you can talk more about what it'll look like when we continue chatting and getting to know each other and supporting each other. So, audience, y'all miss out on that. You're not going to know what our schedule is going to be. So, all right.